Hello.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're the first Rach and George at Rach's place.
Yeah, this is Rach's place. Yay. That's why there's no like cool shit on the walls.
It's pretty bland.
It's nice. Look at this lamp.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit, but it's over there so I can see it.
And none of it's media related.
No.
It's all like shit you made.
Yeah.
It's paintings and
pictures, places I've been to.
Yeah.
I
should start hanging my screenplays on my wall.
You should. That would be awesome.
One page, I'll wallpaper my bedroom and enjoy the show.
That would be so cool.
That'd be fucking creepy. Hello, come to my room. Do you like it? These are my words.
Yeah, 20 years from now.
These are my words.
20 years. Say it one more time.
These are my words.
20 years from now, one of your fans is gonna like do that shit to
that makes sense. I would wallpaper,
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
Not
I'll
your
work
own. Not your own stuff.
I'll work in no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah.
So we saw, as you saw by the title, we just got back from La La Land. Damien Chazelle, his second film, he made Whiplash. And I'm gonna drink for a bit while Rachel talks about it.
Oh my god. La La Land is a great story about Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are in it.
Mia and Sebastian.
Right. Oh, Sebastian. Right. And they meet and they fall in love. It's a love story. But also like a love story to Los Angeles and nostalgic old movies.
Not Los Angeles, but old school Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
There's very little Los Angeles in this movie.
True.
A couple moments of like traffic jams and like being lost in the Hollywood Hills.
The Warner Brothers studio.
That's old school Hollywood.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole backlot sequence is just pure nostalgia.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I noticed oh man, what's the dance teacher's name from Gilmore Girls?
I don't know.
Miss Patty.
Sure.
It is Miss Patty.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw her dance studio when they were walking on the Warner Brothers studio in the movie.
You told me it was shot on a
Warner Brothers owns it.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think they were in Stars Hollow.
Right on. By the way, eventually, maybe I might get back to the Gilmore Girls vlogs. Maybe. It's up to Rachel, kind of.
Don't blame this on me.
It's your idea.
Really?
To watch that show with me.
Oh, yeah.
It was my idea to talk about it. As always, that's what I do. I talk. I think, I drink, and I know things.
Okay, Tyrion. Anyways.
Yeah, so the movie is split up. If you've ever seen a movie like Rushmore, where that movie split up into like seasons, like months of the year kind of a thing. Same kind of thing here. It's a year in the life of these two people who meet in the opening scene, meet again, kind of like Harry Met Sally. When Harry Met Sally style, they meet again a little later, and then they finally start a couple-ship thing, couplehoodness. Oh, it's a musical, by the way.
I didn't say that?
No, I don't think so.
I guess not.
It's a musical. Keep talking, what do you think?
I don't have a whole lot of thoughts about it, I guess. It didn't, I don't know. It didn't do something for me that did something to him.
It did a lot for me.
And I'm really confused, so I'm waiting for him to talk too, but I really liked their story. I thought it was cool that like, so while they're dating each other, they're both like pursuing these creative careers in
they're both
Hollywood.
Artists of a sort.
Yeah, so he's really into jazz music. He loves it, and he plays piano. And
which, real quick, if Ryan Gosling is doing all the playing in this movie, holy shit.
He must be. I was going to mention Ryan Gosling was once in a band and did some songs.
Oh, I've heard his
Dead
music.
Man's,
yeah.
Dead Man's something.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'll check it. Then Google it.
And Emma is an actress.
Yeah, she's
Mia.
an actress. So they're both aspiring to be musicians and actresses. And,
oh, Dane, if you're watching, I know you like to watch these videos. Thank you, by the way. Good on you, Dane. Merry Christmas. If you're watching this review, you should totally go check out La La Land because there's a series of going on auditions that, like, I enjoyed anyway. They're funny, and Emma Stone's pretty funny in it. But, like, hearing your stories about what it's like to go on auditions really nailed it. There's a moment that I don't think you laughed at it. After her first audition, where she's, like, crying, and then she gets in the elevator. Like, they're like, thank you, and she just gets in the elevator. Two other women get in that are dressed identical to her with the exact same hairstyle, because that's how it is when you go on auditions.
Yeah,
it's like 15 people who look exactly.
I totally noticed that. So I guess I just realized something that didn't resonate with me with this movie is that I'm not into that industry and like.
Or music, really?
Not
any kind of creative endeavor.
I mean, yes, but
more of like a hobby. You're still finding your thing.
Yeah, exactly. So like, just like being there and like seeing it.
Both
like,
of these,
I don't get the references. Like
both of these characters have been in love with their thing forever.
Yeah.
Like she tells a story. Mia tells a story about how she found acting, and it's fucking adorable.
Yeah.
Where it's like her aunt used to be in a traveling company, and there was a library across the street from their house, and they had a bunch of old movies. And one day her aunt took her in, and they watched they spent all day in the library watching old classic movies like Notorious and Casablanca.
Yeah.
So and then she would write her own one-act plays as a little girl. And then Sebastian, they don't really get too much into his backstory. Like, honestly, the heart of the movie is Mia. The spirit of the movie is Sebastian. There, I'm talking a little bit now.
I'm like,
Does it
wait,
make sense?
what? No, I'm just like, how do I miss all these things when I watch these movies?
Yeah. So Sebastian, I don't really get his backstory too much, but like the way he talks about music, and the way he plays it, it's so clear like how he feels about it. There is a great scene because like early on in their courtship, she's like, I'm just gonna tell you the way right now, I hate jazz, and he stops walking. And he's like, that's such, like, hang on. And he explains to her, like, the history of jazz, what it means, and how you're supposed to kind of listen to it. And the way he talks about it is really endearing, and you can tell he's passionate about it, and she's enjoying the fact that he's passionate, which is true of, like, when you meet anybody.
Yeah.
If it's a friend or someone you're, like, romantically dating or whatever. When people light up when they talk about things they love.
Absolutely.
And that's a thing that draws you to others.
Yeah.
When he's done explaining why he loves it so much, he gets real intense, and he's like, and it's dying. Like, it is fucking dying, because nobody wants to go anymore. And I'm gonna save it. So he's full of this ambition, like he's gonna save jazz and open his own club and blah blah blah. And she just wants to tell stories, and she's got a killer scene near the end where she goes on one more audition. So yeah, that's kind of that's the world we're in. Talk a bit about Winter. That's the one. Talk about the opening.
The opening.
Yeah.
The opening.
It opens up in like an old school Warner Brothers, maybe it's not Warner Brothers, whoever put this movie out. Old school title card from like the 40s. It says presented in CinemaScope, which is very widescreen. So the whole thing is this tinged in nostalgia right away. And then it opens up on the 405, which is a terrible highway. And
yeah, all of these cars, they're just taking over the overpass. And like, first I just appreciated the fact that like they go by, right, they're like panning all of these cars that are just sitting there.
And every car's got like a different song.
Yeah, I loved that. So just catching a glimpse of every single person. And like already it was something you're trying to connect to instead of like being like, oh, traffic, it's awful. Mm-hmm. Like we all do that same thing.
It instantly pulls you in.
Yeah. Where I'm like, oh yeah, I can relate. Anyways, I can't relate to is since they're all stuck there, and naturally a girl is singing in her car and she gets out and a musical number starts off immediately.
It's like a 5-minute song.
I don't even know, I wasn't even listening to the lyrics. I feel like I couldn't hear the lyrics.
We saw it at an art house theater in Austin. Not like the artist, like we didn't see it by the Crown or anything, which I've heard has got like really shitty speakers, or just did when it opened. We saw it at Regal Arbor, which is up north, and it's like a smaller theater. They play the art house movies there. So the screen had ripples in it, which drove me a little nuts. It wasn't perfectly taut. You could see that it was like a sheet on a wall. And the sound was like mixed a little weird. So during the opening number, which is like this big, colorful fucking, the music is a little too quiet, and it's very fast-paced, fun song, but I couldn't quite catch all the words.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is done in one fucking take.
That's amazing.
It looked, I mean, I have to go online to research it and see if maybe there was some hidden digital edits in there. But it is insane. Like,
all one, especially at the end, you can tell. Well, they're like just panning back.
It's just you're just on an overpass. So it clearly it's like this could be like on a sound stage. They just built an overpass, put cars on it, or maybe they built like a back lot that's just a road.
Oh yeah.
But at the end, they pan up and like you can see the traffic going by down below.
Oh yeah, downtown in the background.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here! Did they close down LA traffic?
That's what it looked like. I mean, no wonder it made so much traffic. Am I right?
Yeah. It's pretty incredible number. And then the shot doesn't end when the song ends. Like the title card comes up, La La Land. The shot doesn't end there. It continues to push down. Everyone gets back in their cars and goes back to their fucking...
Oh, yeah!
And then
that's where you first see that.
And then you hear, like every car has a little different music, then you hear jazz.
Yeah.
Piano jazz in particular, playing from a car. And the camera kind of dollies in or pushes in, and you see a dude from behind playing piano, or listening with his radio and kind of fiddling with it to hear the song over and over again.
Back and forth, yeah.
And then you see in the rear view mirror, you can see his eyes. You're like, it's Ryan Gosling. And then the camera pans around, and it's like, hey, fucking Ryan Gosling. Then the camera leaves him and goes to the car in front of him.
Yeah, or Emma Stone.
And it's Emma Stone, and she's rehearsing her monologue. So right away, it's like he's into music, she's into acting.
Yeah.
They set it up right away.
Immediately.
And then they did, they began what became a callback like 4 or 5 times after the movie.
Oh yeah, the fucking horn!
So the traffic starts to go, she's too engrossed in her scenes, and he like, honk at her, and she's in the finger, and he's just like...
Drives off.
And, oh, by the way, when that song ends, which is called, like, A Wonderful Bright Sunshiny Day, is, like, the name of that song, so it looks. When that song ends, it just goes, winter! Because Los Angeles doesn't have seasons.
It's funny. Super, yeah.
So, yeah, and then from there we follow her throughout her day, and then she ends up, like, going to a shitty party, which that resonated with me. I just want to leave.
I don't even remember that first
This
part.
sucks.
We found out she lived with those 3 girls.
When they're all monochromatic dressed, so they can do their dance number. Really awesome song throughout a house.
Oh yeah, there was like some weird shot from a swimming pool, and it was going in circles and making.
Yeah. So she goes to like this party and just doesn't want to be there. Like she's clearly out of step with the rest of like LA chic. That song is like a person in the crowd. She's got a moment where she's quiet. She's like, "Is that all there is? The person in the crowd, like just trying to get noticed." And then she is walking home and she hears piano music and she walks to a club and the camera pushes in on her and then it cuts back to the road. Honk! And then we see Ryan Gosling's day and he's just like having coffee and staring at a fucking nightclub that is Samba Tapas. And then he goes home to his apartment and his sister's there and it's clear that like he's a struggling musician. He doesn't really have a gig. His apartment is full of memorabilia from like that other clubs have thrown out. Like a fucking bar stool that like some random dude sat on once.
And the girl keeps trying to sit on it, his sister.
Yeah. And then he ends up playing really cheesy fucking Christmas carols in a restaurant. Like he's literally like da 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 da. And then he can't help himself. He feels the music. He goes off on this tangent where he starts playing his own kind of original composition.
Did you notice before that, by the way, like when he was playing his Christmas, it got like gradually more syncopated as it went on?
Oh yeah. Every time a jazz thing happens, by the time the song starts, it kind of mellows out and then goes back into jazz. When he's playing the Christmas song, it's the same thing. It starts out very non-syncopated Christmas song, and then he slowly starts to tinkle with it and add a little bit here.
Yeah, just the Christmas songs before he gets
and a little bit there, and then he goes into it.
He's like, I can't help it.
And all the lights come down, so you're just focused on him in a spotlight. You're in his world. And when he finishes, all the diners in the restaurant are like, what the fuck? And and then we reveal, Emma Stone is looking at him. And he doesn't give a shit. Like, he gets fired, walks out, and she's like, I saw you play. And he just bumps into her, doesn't say anything, and leaves. And that's it. Like, cut to spring. Yeah. Like, they don't see each other for months, and then you laughed really hard at this.
One of the funniest parts was this, because so it's spring, and so we see that Emma is at some fancy party in the hills. It's like a pool party, right? Am I at the right spot?
Yes.
Okay.
Character's name is Mia.
I don't want to tell this wrong. Okay.
Yeah. She's in a pool party, and there's music. There's live music happening.
And so, like, you laughed really hard at this.
They're playing Take On Me.
No, before that, you laughed really hard at, like, the short guy who was hitting on her.
Oh, God. Yes, I had an LA flashback. She's at the party, and she goes with this girl. Excuse me. And she's like, hey, Mia, this is, like, Steven or whatever. He's a writer. And she's like, oh, really? And I was like, oh, shit. And he's like, yeah, people say I'm really good at world building. Got a lot of heat on me right now, a lot of interest. And I was like, fucking God, you piece of shit, douchebag, LA fucker. Fuck, tell a story!
So hard.
God, because I've met those people.
I haven't.
And I've also I've been that asshole a time or two as well.
Oh.
I'm really good at dialogue, like I like words. Like, yeah, I've been that fucker. LA just does something to you where you have to be a shit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so she hears some music playing.
Yeah, so she walks over. It's an 80s band. You can hear that from the beginning.
And they're all dressed in 80s
They're
clothes.
all dressed in 80s.
And this takes place, by the way, it's all very classic throwback. It takes place in modern times. They've got iPhones. They listen, it's turning place right now. It's just tinged in nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it makes you forget that sometimes,
totally,
which is what I loved about that too.
Yeah.
Who do we see but Sebastian, like in this fucking all red pantsuit, basically, is what it looked like. But
he's
leather,
got a keytar.
Like red leather pants, red leather jacket with like some ugly shirt
It's
underneath.
wool.
Yeah.
That's reference later.
Okay, right. And the keytar, and he's playing keyboard, but he's like
with,
so
one
not into
finger.
it. His like hair's all greasy, and like he's got black sunglasses on. He's like, yeah, he's so not into
Honestly,
it.
it reminded me, as soon as I saw him, I was like, you look like the guy from Drive. And he is the guy from Drive, so
that would be a cool mashup.
Yeah, holy shit. So Emma Watson sees him, and
not Emma Watson.
Emma Stone, Mia, she's
Mia sees him, and I mean, she's just like,
any requests? And she's like,
she's like me right here. And what did she request? I ran.
And fucking Gosling's like, God damn,
I know,
you fucking bitch.
Oh man, but they loved each other.
They do.
That was so funny from the beginning. Even from that, like they were like that was so funny, and like she was like so dancing to it while he was like making fun of her. Or sorry, making fun of him
and singing along with fucking. God, she looks fucking smoking into this movie.
Yeah,
totally.
Oh.
And not just like, oh my God, sexy, but like just beautiful and like she's like Just like when you watch an old Hollywood movie and you're like, God damn it, man.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, Ingrid Bergman, you know, Lauren Bacall, like, oh.
That's true,
Like
yeah.
otherworldly beauty. Like
There was
thing.
no sex in this movie.
No, and they only really say love. Like, just like in Annie Hall.
Yeah.
But they never really say I love you. In this movie, the closest they get is I'll love you forever.
Yeah.
But they never say just I love you.
Yeah.
So anyway, they meet up after the party. He kind of rescues her from screenwriter douche.
Yeah.
And they go walking along the hills.
Yes!
And this is where I really got hooked in because it's all one shot again. And it's another setup and payoff. I was explaining to Rachel what a setup and payoff is. For all you screenwriting people out there, you know what I'm talking about.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah, setups and payoffs. They're walking in the Hollywood Hills, and there's a beautiful sunset. And he's like, look at this view. And she's like, I've seen better.
Yeah.
And they're already bantering with each other.
Yeah.
And then they just slowly start to kind of syncopate, or like kind of synchronize their motions.
Yeah, well, they're sitting on the bed.
Very slowly.
She's taking her heels off, and she's putting tap
Well,
shoes
even
on.
before that, when they sit down, they both kind of cross their legs at the same time. Then he puts it back, and like they're slowly starting to kind of move.
Yeah.
With a little bit of back and forth, and then that builds and builds and builds to a full-on tap dance number, and they're twirling around, and all one shot. It's so fucking cool. And just as they're about to kiss, like the fucking classic iPhone ringtone.
Oh, I know. It instantly brought you back into 2016.
Yeah, just right. It's, and that's where I fell in love because it's a beautiful scene that clearly does what movies do. It's like, they're falling in love without telling us they're falling in love.
Yeah.
It's a really They can both dance really well. It's a really lovely little scene. And then as soon as the phone rang, I was like, oh, fuck, right, reality. Like, and I think that may be the central metaphor of the movie. I didn't realize till now is the way you feel when you're falling in love and your relationship is going well is like you're on another fucking planet.
Yeah.
You're not living really reality. It's just amazing and everything's wonderful. But slowly but surely, reality will fucking find a crack.
I think you just summed
Jesus,
up the
yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's what that was. That's why we couldn't describe it earlier.
So, ring, 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 and it's her current boy, whatever. Like, she's been seeing him for like a month.
Yeah.
Anyway, he tracks her down, things continue. I don't really want to do a whole plot synopsis. You go see it.
Yeah, no.
It's
I
lovely.
don't want to talk about that stuff. But what I really loved was after that, right, she gets the phone call. They're going back, like, he's walking her to her car because she was, clicking the beeper to find her
This
car.
got me. I was like, all right, I like
they're
that
up
guy.
in these big hills and stuff, and, like, right, they had to park far away. I loved that he, like, opened the door. She got in, right, she's driving off. And then, but she asked if he wanted a ride, and he's like, "No, I'm right up here." But as soon as she left, he walked back down, and his car was right by the house.
Yeah, like,
I'm like, oh,
he walked her all the way back.
That was cute.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, you don't really get a sense of who they are as individuals too much. Like, you get a little bit more of her. Like I said, she's the real heart of it.
Yeah.
Like the day we spend with her before they meet is way more detailed than her end. Like, we know what her job is. She's a waitress on the Hollywood lot. Setup and payoff. She sees a famous actress come in.
Yeah,
and at the end,
I know.
Spoilers. Spoilers. I'm gonna blow the whole ending. Go still see it anyway.
Isn't that like people know that by now? No.
That I'm going to spoiler, probably, but I always like to reiterate.
Okay.
Like, just fair warning. I'm going to spoil the whole ending. I'm not going to give the whole plot detail, but I am going to spoil the whole ending, and I'll try and save it for the end, so I can be like, stop watching now if you know. But that's later. Anyway, so we know what she does for a living. We know she's going on auditions. We know she's trying to stay positive. We know she's got these roommates. She looks gorgeous. She goes out on. She's trying to be like a young, beautiful girl who wants to be an actress in LA. All we know about him is that he likes coffee. He hasn't unpacked his apartment. He has a sister.
He's kind of a mess, right?
Like, that's it. We don't really get to know much about his
We just
life.
know he was struggling and like
because
and
we know he
he
likes
lost
jazz.
his club and stuff.
Yeah, we know he likes
We
jazz.
got that vibe from him.
But what I didn't know,
Right.
they say that he lost his club, or maybe he never even really had one.
Yeah, but just like he's a mess and he doesn't want to do anything.
but-
And he's like totally withdrawn.
But what I didn't know is, like, is he a fucking dick?
Oh,
Like, I didn't know what kind of guy he was.
I kind of got that vibe at the beginning.
And when they
too.
banter at the party when he's like in the 80s garb, he's funny, but he's definitely kind of a dick.
That's what, yeah, he is a dick, and that's why the first moment that I officially liked him was when he.
It's revealed he opens her door.
No, when he walks down to his car.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he walked her.
He
all
wanted
the way
to
up
be-
there.
yeah, he
he
wanted
wanted
to
to be
spend time
around
with
her. I was like, okay, I'm in.
And the song they
It's
sing,
real.
I forgot, they sing a song before they kind of get into their tap dance. The song they sing, he starts, it was like, what a lovely view of you for two. What a shame that it's us two. Like, we don't have any chance together. There's no spark here.
Yeah.
And she starts singing the same kind of thing. And then they just kind of devolve into dancing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't quite figure out. And then as soon as I realized, like, he opened the door for her and he walked
Yeah.
back, I was like, okay, he's a really good guy. He's just
Yeah.
kind of broken.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. It make you feel bad for him. You start empathizing with him
Yeah.
immediately. And you're on his side. And hers. You already.
Yeah.
You're on both of their sides.
So this is a love story, but it's also it's a love story between people, but it's also a love story about the way doing the thing that you love can make you feel. And it's in the same way that, like, you watch romantic comedy, like, they meet, they get together, It goes up, it goes down, and then everything kind of works out.
Mm-hmm.
The love story between an individual and the thing they love follows the same trajectory in this movie, where it's like, you hear how they kind of got into it, things are kind of rocky at first, things get better and better and better, they fall out of love for a bit, and by the end, they kind of both recapture what it is that got them there in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm not saying as a couple, mind you, I'm saying like the thing they love, music and acting, respectively. And that was the thing I couldn't quite articulate.
It was like
that aspect of, because it hit me.
But
we came out of the movie and Rich was like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "I don't know."
But that makes perfect sense, and I always love watching movies with you and then talking about them. Actually, I'm really glad we started doing this, George.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Cheers.
I don't have any more wine. I'll get some. Cheers.
Alcoholism. I'm such a look at this. I'm such a dick. You know what the rule of thirds is?
The lamp is one of the thirds.
And I'm the middle. Like I'm the star. This is my lamp and my Rachel. I didn't frame this properly at all. Sorry.
Can you fix it now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now that you pointed out,
You're very much on the side.
I'm a woman and I deserve half of the screen time. And
at least.
Equal pay for equal rights.
I'm not getting paid for this.
I'm paying you.
Better. Now I'm over here and you're over there.
Perfect.
So you love watching movies because.
Oh man, I lost my thought.
You were saying,
because you can articulate everything that I'm like feeling during it that I also kind of forget as soon as I leave the movie.
Right.
So like I don't know, because I'm just verbally processing. Anyways, what were we talking about?
I really thought that this actually this movie might fuck you up because it's a love story. I thought there might be something.
Maybe I'm suppressing.
maybe it's just like that's not like there's nothing in there that particularly like hits home for you.
I think it's
none
because,
of their little moments.
I think it's because no, I think it does, but I think right now I'm not in that.
Sure.
I'm in the complete opposite of that. So everything. I loved how it made me feel better watching it, but it didn't make me like.
It's a joyous experience.
I know what I was gonna say. They're so in love with each other, maybe, but like it makes sense, right? Because when you're in love with somebody, it makes the whole world feel better.
Yeah.
And so it is going to rekindle their spark in their art. And so it makes sense that the two
they're encouraging each other, and she becomes a fan of jazz kind of because of him, and has a blast like listening to him play, and like he's nothing but just like, you wrote your own plays? That's amazing. Write more plays. Like they're just lifting each other up.
Absolutely. And I think that makes sense because like in the ending, right, if I can kind of jump ahead, like and they're like none of they wouldn't be where they were if they didn't have each other. And like that's why they can still love each other and not be with each other.
Well, I love you forever, they say it.
Yeah.
And that scene.
I don't get it because I've never had that deep kind of love, I think.
Sure.
That's sad, but someday.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, so like when I watch Annie Hall, or when you and I watched Annie Hall, you're like, there were so many like almost like individual lines of dialogue and little moments where you're like, yep, that thing, like very relatable kind of moments.
Yeah.
And for me too, even though I've never really been in a relationship, this one is very much their story. It's not everybody's story.
Yeah.
Annie Hall, like, well, it has, I mean, they're very much very specific characters. Like, it's kind of, almost everybody can fucking relate to Annie Hall on their personal relationship level.
Yeah.
For me, and I was telling Rachel this afterwards, the fact that it's a musical and the fact that it's a love story are almost secondary and tertiary to the fact, like, to what it is that, like, me about this movie. First of all, it's made impeccably well.
Yeah.
Holy crap. The colors, the editing, the long shots, it's just gorgeous. And you were saying that kind of pulled you out a little bit from the emotion because you're just, like, enjoying the filmmaking.
Yeah, which is why I'm getting the emotions now that we're talking about it, though. Because, like, I remember, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get more of this.
Rachel's gonna get more booze. Anyway, so it's impeccably well made, and after the theater when we came out, Rachel, was wanting to talk about it. I also saved it for the camera, like she wanted to know what I thought, and I just couldn't quite process it very well. I couldn't figure it out because it seemed like a new feeling, like something was familiar, but I was like, I haven't felt this way about a movie in quite some time. For example, when I left Gone Girl the first time I saw it in theaters, I was very blown away, like holy shit. But I was able to figure it out because I was like, this is how I felt when I watched Chinatown. For those of you who've seen Chinatown. Completely different stories, that same kind of just like, oh, fuck. Like, with this one, I was trying to figure out, like, how I felt. And Rachel, at one point, she was like, you liked it, right? And I was like, okay, no, I liked it.
I didn't know which way he was going. He blew
it.
my mind.
I loved it. Yeah, no, I said my head's gonna explode.
Oh, that's what it was.
Because she was like, I don't know if I really have much to say. That's what it was. Like, I liked it. That was all. You were like, I liked it.
I didn't have many thoughts, like, right when we got out. I was like,
that's what it was. I don't have many thoughts.
It made me feel good.
And I was like, good for you. My fucking head's gonna explode. So then I was sitting around. I was smoking a cigarette and waiting. I was like, just let me smoke a cigarette before we drive home. And I was trying to think of a movie that kind of like had a similar effect on me so I could figure out what the fuck I was feeling. And I thought about Begin Again, which was my favorite movie of that year, and I was like, kinda, but Begin Again ends on a whole other notes than this one did. So like, nah. Then I figured it out. I had to go deep for it. It's sort of how I felt the first time I watched Chasing Amy. Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy. Which is a movie about friendship and relationships and growing out of your adolescent bullshit and like trying to be an artist even though that word kind of repels you, and wanting to have something personal, wanting to be creative and not being sure how to do it, and the idea of personal tragedy or personal experience affecting your art, probably for the better. That's sort of what Chasing Amy did for me, specifically for the writing. Like, I saw Chasing Amy at 15 and I was like, I can fucking tell stories like that. That's what that's why I was like, that's the feeling. It's the feeling of, I can do this.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel that way a lot about movies. I feel like I can pretty much direct, whatever. But Chasing Amy was like, at 15 or 14, whenever I was when I saw it, I was like, I can fucking tell, like, holy shit, like, I can tell these kind of stories. I can write this kind of dialogue, like, and make it my own. I can tell personal stories about people that don't necessarily have to have, like, all the things you usually see.
Yeah.
Like, Chasing Amy is a brilliant romantic comedy with almost none of the romantic comedy tropes. But it still is. It's brilliant. Same thing in this case, but this one was almost tonally, yes, but also the way it's filmed. I used to imagine, when I imagine movies in my head and write screenplays, I used to have a much grander imagination. My mind's eye, if you will. That's so fucking pretentious. My imagination used to be a lot bigger. My imagination used to be a lot bigger. And I would picture these grandiose set pieces and long Steadicam shots and cranes and really, like, just, I'd see the movie in my head. And the more I wanted to try and make a movie, and the more I had friends telling me, just go make a movie, and the more YouTube came to prominence, it was like, I should just make a movie. The more I kind of whittled my imagination, the more life kind of kicked me in the ass as well, and the more I, like, drank or whatever stupid decisions I made, the more my imagination kind of whittled down to, like, people in a room talking, which I'm good at. If anybody's read any of my screenplays, like you read Enjoy the Show, that movie is mostly people talking.
Yeah.
But they go on this adventure throughout the night, and, like, there's plenty of visual things, but it's mostly people talking.
Yeah.
And I haven't thought in an imaginary, like, and then the camera swoops over here, like visual storytelling, if you will. Haven't thought that way in a long time, which is good, because next time I'm going to write needs some visual story. I don't want to spoil it here, but she knows a little bit about it. And obviously I can't have those characters talking the whole movie. Like, some shit needs to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
There probably shouldn't be dream sequences where, like, people talk.
No, plus, like, well, never mind. I won't say anything.
Anyway, so this movie really got to me on that level. And then, like, so throughout it, I was kind of like, I'm very charmed by it, and it's amazing and beautiful, and it's old school, but still modern. There's a great moment early on, or like midway through, where she's writing a play, and she finishes, like, her one-woman show. And she's like, what do you think? He's like, I love it. And she goes, you don't think it's too nostalgic? I think it's nostalgic. And he's like, that's the point! And she's like, what if people hate it? And he goes, fuck them! Which feels to me like that's this movie. Like, what do you think of La La Land? It's nostalgic, right? Yeah, what if people don't like it? Fuck them. Like, this movie is that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And throughout the movie, I was very charmed by it.
That's
like,
what makes it so unique.
It's lovely and wonderful, and the director in me was just like, and the little kid who wanted to make movies in me was like, holy fucking shit, wonderful. But I wasn't quite hooked into it on an emotional level because there were some little things plot-wise, like, with any kind of romance story, there are always those moments where you're like, well, he's just being a dick, and she's being irrational, and
and like
the writing, like, and it's a great scene, really well acted. It's the first scene in the movie where it stops being visually interesting and starts becoming his close-up, her close-up, his close-up, her close-up as they talk. The rest of the movie it's all on them, full body shots about them interacting. This scene where they have their big argument, they're at a dinner table, they're sitting across from each other, and it's just coverage. His face, his close-up, her close-up. Back and forth. Very, very simple filmmaking. And I noticed that. Like, I shouldn't notice the filmmaking if the movie's emotionally pulling me in. So little things like that. I was like, they're manufacturing conflict. I get it. I understand why they're going to break up or whatever happens. Mm-hmm. But, like, it felt manufactured. And I literally thought during that scene, I was like, if you just fucking do this, it'd be fine. I had a very specific thing in mind. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Turn it off now if you don't want to talk about. Sorry. I don't know where the camera went out either, so I'm just going to repeat a bunch of stuff. They broke up. She got famous. 5 years later, she's got a kid and a husband. They're happy. They're walking down the street, her and her husband. She hears music, or he hears music, they go into the club, and it's the club he wanted to open. And all of the memorabilia that used to be the shitty apartment is now on the walls.
I got another one. Okay, what was it called? Payoffs.
Setup and payoffs?
Yeah, setups and payoffs. Earlier in the movie, she had designed the logo for his club that he finally opened, and it was her logo that was up there, and so that's how she knew
she knows.
He was.
So
sorry, yeah, I said that right.
Yeah. So they go down to the club, and it's jazz music playing, and Ryan Gosling comes out and says, like, here are all my band members, and then he sees her, and he's like, welcome to Seb's. And then he starts to play a song, just by himself, a solo piano song. And immediately, if you're paying attention, it's like the song, it's one of his songs.
The song that you hear often.
And it's moving in on his fingers playing the piano and on her in the audience watching. And then it cuts, and we're back in the restaurant from the very beginning, the first time they met.
Yep.
And as soon as it cut there, I like tensed up. I was like, oh my god, what's gonna fucking happen now? And she sees him finish the song. She sees him get fired. They're walking towards each other, but this time when she says, I just heard you play, he doesn't just bump into her and keep moving. He grabs her and fucking makes out with her, just right there. And then the people start the thing, and it's a dance number, but then it becomes not a dance number or a musical number. They start telling the story through montage, classic filmmaking techniques like silhouettes and very artificial set design. And it's not like a wish fulfillment thing on her part, like I wish he'd kissed me. You realize it's an alternate history.
Yeah.
What if things had gone a different way?
Yep.
So for example, there's a conflict with like a dude comes in and offers Ryan Reynolds a job in a band. We see that same moment, and it's very briefly like, nope, and the guy's like, cool, and leaves.
Yep.
Little things like that. And in particular, in the scene where they broke up, I remember I said, I had a moment, I was like, if they would just do this, they'd be fine. In the alternate reality thing at the end, they did the thing in my head.
Pregnant?
And I was like, no, it wasn't that.
What?
It was just, God, it was something really...
That's all I can think about.
It was really small. It wasn't if he'd never gotten the job, but it was like if he just didn't go on tour. Like, if he hadn't gone on tour, then he could have gone to France with her. Like, if he just fucking bailed and, like, decided that she was more important.
Yeah.
Like, and, or if either one of them had said that. Because in the conversation, they're both avoiding talking about that.
Yeah.
And it's clear just like, dude, you need to pick. Career, and that's what this conversation is about. So the fact that they wrote what I thought was a contrived breakup scene, where in my head I thought of an alternate reality, and at the end they fucking show the alternate reality, and then I realized, like, oh my god, that's every relationship. Like, every relationship ends for some fucking stupid reason. Or a good reason, but like, it just one little thing could have gone better or the other way, and it might have been okay. And then it continues past the point where we actually left them in the movie, and we see them have a kid, and it's really adorable and beautiful and like, so much. And then we see him and her are married, and they leave the kid, and they go out for a drive in Los Angeles, and they pull off the road to go get dinner, and they're walking down the sidewalk, and they hear music, and they go into a club, and it's the same club, but it's not Ryan Gosling. And they're sitting there, and he's just kind of like, just happily married couple. Like, she's leaning against him, he's got his hand on her leg, and just watching some music, just happy. Then it cuts to a close-up of a finger hitting a key, the last note of the song, ding, and it pulls back out, and it's Ryan Gosling again. Like, you realize that in that moment, they both went somewhere. Like, they went to the place, like, what could have been. If only. And then she just fucking leaves! And at the door, she looks back and sees him, and he looks back and sees her, and they both smile. And then he kind of shakes it off, and he's like, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, credits.
It grabs you right in the head, and then, yeah. I don't know.
You're crying now, aren't you?
Like, wait, I didn't see it like that the first time.
Did you not?
No, how did I miss that?
I don't know, because it was really pretty. And there's it's very artificial. The whole movie is very artificial.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure I thought it was cheesy that they were doing that.
Oh, really?
I really think so.
I went the other way.
I want the way he explained it.
I went the other way.
Well, that's good. I want to watch it like that.
So, like I said, the whole movie's artificial, and the more infatuated with each other they are, the more artificial it becomes. Like, at one point, you've seen the trailers, I'm sure, they kind of float up into the stars. Very lovely scene, but, like, that's not realistic. Whereas the fight they have, it's still very, very provocatively lit, very stylishly lit, but it's just two people sitting down having a conversation. That's the most realistic scene in the movie, is when they're just having a fucking argument.
Yeah.
Same thing, at the beginning when she's just kind of like...
True.
Walking down the street, or when he's in the city apartment, it's realistic. So when they're in love, it's very realistic. So at the end, when we see this alternate reality, what could have been, if a couple things had gone a different way, it starts becoming very artificial and very old school, but a really lovely way. They're on...
No, that makes sense.
Camera did it again.
No, that makes total sense, George. I get what you're saying now.
Sorry, apparently it's too hot to record a video on December 23rd.
Hey, It's Texas.
Yeah. Anyway, so what I was saying is the artificial of the movie is when they're in love, and when it's more reality, the film is shot that way. So at the end, when it's the alternate reality of what could have been, it's very, very, very artificial. It's very clearly they're on what are very obvious sound stages with very obvious backdrops, false props. At one point, they go into like what is clearly like a silhouette kind of thing. Just very, very, very stylized and not realistic.
Yeah.
But to me, while that was going on, I guess you were sitting there going like, oh, this is pretty.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going like, God damn it. Love is a lie or whatever. Just like what it could have been. The way we build love up to be in our heads. Kind of a thing.
Absolutely. Which is, yes, what it feels like sometimes.
The other thing is the color palette of the movie is it's very much like bright, like holy shit, colorful and technicolor and solid blues and slowly but surely it starts to become kind of the color gets pulled out a little bit. So that by the end, when they're having the conversation on the street at her old house, it's just flat, basic lighting. Like, there's nothing elevated about the lighting in that scene. It just looks like a street at night.
Oh, I didn't notice
that.
The
filmmaking is impeccable in this fucking movie.
I didn't notice that. That's cool.
Yeah, so...
Wait, so it just helps, like... Okay.
Yeah, use every trick you can. Use every trick you can to tell a story.
Jeez Louise.
Anyway, the camera keeps burning out. The last thing I want to say is... The way she gets that part and moves the Francis movie star is she has one more audition that Ryan Gosling goes and gets her and makes her do the audition. And this audition isn't she has to read a scene. They tell her, the script's not written yet. It's going to be very free form. We're going to base the part around the actress. We just want you to tell us a story. Because they'd seen her one-man show, or one-woman show. What the fuck, patriarchy. One-woman show. And you're a storyteller, tell us a story. And she starts talking a story all in one fucking shot again. And then she starts to quietly sing. And then the room goes black and all you can see is her. And then she sings a little bit louder and a little bit louder. And it's a song about, cheers to the dreamers, the fools who believe in love, the people who have their hearts broken. And it's a story about her aunts and how, like, becoming an artist is what makes everything worthwhile. And it's all done in one shot. And she gets really big and emotional. And at the end, the lights come back up. She gets really quiet and then... Academy Award for Best Actress, 10 fucking stone. Like, she's due, she's a great actress anyway, and I mean, I haven't seen a lot of stuff, clearly. Still a lot of stuff out, but like, god damn it, that scene is fucking impeccable. Her performance in that kills me. Oh.
George, I was like not paying attention. I just wanted to throw that out there.
You were just like, oh, she's singing another song. I
feel like I couldn't understand her, or maybe I lacked the attention span to focus on every single word she was saying, but it didn't grab me like it grabbed you.
Yeah. So, anyway, 10 out of 10, would recommend.
I'm broken.
I mean, I'm broken too. I was telling Rachel, I was like, I can't decide whether or not when I'm done with this, when I go home, I can't decide whether or not I should get fucking hammered and go to sleep, or if I should start writing. But I don't know what I'd write. But like, I'm in this place right now where like I'm fucking.
Like listening to you talk, you're fucking inspired right now.
I know, but I don't just want to like. I don't want to just fucking vomit shit out. I need to have a story I want to tell, and that's the key.
Just
that's the chasing.
And you'll find your story in the vomit.
That's the chasing aim of it all. That's what you should do. You're figuring it out. I know what I'm supposed to do. I need to work at mine a little bit more.
Okay, no, that is what I do. It's over there. Don't open that.
Ew. Is that a bulimia joke?
What?
Oh, your journal. Okay, I thought there was like a bucket of puke over there.
No. Figuring it out.
The last thing I will say is, this is the same guy who made Whiplash, another fucking brilliant movie. He wrote this first, couldn't get it made, and out of like anger and frustration, he wrote Whiplash, which is a very dark, angry, like... That movie essentially is a big fuck you to anybody who says you can't do what you love. That's what that movie's about. So then he made this when he got the green light, and I'd love to know if he changed anything. There are some fuck Los Angeles moments that I very much related to, and another couple things that I hurt. She says at one point, I don't want to go back to Los Angeles because it's been 6 years and I don't want to fucking do it anymore. Like, it just sucks. I get it. I've been writing screenplays for over a decade now. Thank you guys for watching. Anybody who's watching this, thank you for helping me out. I've said it before, this is the smallest version of filmmaking that I can do, but I'm glad to have the opportunity to talk about somebody else's work and hopefully inspire others through it. Best movie I've seen all year.
George.
Want to go again?
No. I feel like
Wait, hang on. This is recording, right?
I feel like film illiterate sitting next to you. What would that be called?
Film illiterate.
So you like know so much, and I'm like, I feel dumb. Yeah. So that makes you look really good. So I feel that's good, right?
I guess.
I don't know.
That wasn't my intention.
You know stuff though. But that's good. Thank you for teaching me.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my take on the movie. It should be nominated for everything.
I love the chemistry between the two of them. They have such great chemistry.
They do.
I want to watch it again. I feel like I don't know. I wasn't processing things very well
The
today.
camera keeps overheating. This is it now. She was saying she loves the chemistry between the two of them, which if you thought they were adorable and crazy stupid love, there's a lot more of that adorableness here. Plus, they're having like an actual adult relationship. They're both really good in the movie. They both sing, they both dance. Good stuff. Go see it. Anything else?
It looks really pretty.
In case the camera died before she said it, she was saying that she's broken, and I don't think you're broken at all.
Thanks.
I like you.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
I'll probably post this tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve. So, see you next time with what's probably going to be some Sherlock vlogs. So,
Ooh.
221B Baker Street. The game is on.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. I can't think of any quotes right now.
See ya.
For and I just wanna see my baby standing right outside my door. 'Cause I just want you for my own, more than you could.
You're still slipping down to the minor key version. Emo Christmas.
Have a merry emo Christmas.
Have a merry emo Christmas. I'm really sick of the camera
What
dying.
about Moriarty? He has a quote.
What about Moriarty? That's what people do! Rachel has a pussy.
Whoa!